I just want to come on real quick and just tell you guys how proud I am of my son. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of all my children, every last one of them. And I have 9. But I'm really proud of my baby boy, you dig? My baby boy just got married. And if some of y'all have been on my Instagram or my Facebook, you'd see a little video that I posted of him and his new wife. And I'm just so proud of them because of how they did it. They did it the right way. You dig? They're young and they're she's finished up school, he's finishing up his schooling, but they didn't wait till some kind of, tragedy happened. They didn't wait until, for example, she got pregnant and now they feel this pressure to get married. It wasn't for financial reasons, like one of them was in a hard way, so they decided to get married to help the other one out, or bring their financial game together for whatever reason. No, they did it the right way. They loved each other. They were dedicated to one another. They encouraged one another. They're not shacking up and playing house, but they went ahead and made the engagement. They got engaged, and then once she finished school and he was almost finished school, they set a date, and it wasn't like no year-long date. They set a date. It was, and within a half a year or less, they were married. So I just want to encourage you all out there that if you have children and that they have done things the right way, you dig? Because many of us did not do things the right way. Many of us had children out of wedlock. Many of us was playing house for months and months, maybe even years and years, before deciding to go ahead and do the right thing, right, in God's eyesight, and get married. So if you have children out there that are doing things the right way or have done things the right way, make sure you give them their props, their kudos, that you acknowledge them for doing it the right way, because it's important for our children to hear acknowledgement from their parents. It's important for them to know, and for their development, that their parents are proud of them, that their parents, give them accolades for what they have done, what they have accomplished, and how they have done it. That matters. So make sure you're uplifting, you're edifying, you are encouraging your children, especially when they sacrifice to do things the right way and not do things the worldly way, or not do things the way that their friends did it, or even the way that you and I did it. You dig? So I'm so proud of my son, and I'm proud of my daughter-in-law for doing things the right way. I wish them nothing but the best. I wish them blessings and much wisdom and favor on their life. And I pray that God's hand is upon them every day, every minute, every hour. I believe that they're going to be very successful and have a very successful, long, life-lasting marriage. You dig? The Bible says to train up a child in the way that they should go, and that when they are grown or when they are older, that they won't depart from it. I give all the credit to his mom. I take very little credit, right? I give her all the credit. But in the little bit of credit that I do take, I'm glad that we both trained him up in the way that he should go, not the way that we think he should have went, right? Because I wanted him to be a football player. You dig? And I'm not sure what she might have had aspirations for him to be, but we trained him up in the word. We trained him up in the gospel. We trained him up to be respectful to his parents so that he would have long life on the earth. We trained him up to honor God first and foremost. And now we see some of the fruits that have come from that training. So I'm just so very proud of him. I can't say that enough. I'm proud of all my children, right? But when I look back at my life and how I did things, I didn't do things the right way. A lot of times, I can't even say some of the time or most of the time. A lot of times I didn't do things the right way, but God has had favor on me, especially when it comes to my children. So I'm so proud of him, and I'm thankful that he's married now. Like they said in Oprah Winfrey's movie, I was married now. Yeah, he can say, I'm married now. Now it's time for me to step up as a man and handle responsibilities as a husband, right? And I'm so proud of him. I want to be there for him whenever he needs me. I want to be there to encourage him in this new path, this new walk that he's taking. Because though I have been unsuccessful 2 times, you did, but I've learned a lot in my unsuccess of things that I can share with him on how to be successful, or how not to fall into the same traps that I fell into, how not to, be tempted, how not to be deceived, how not to say certain things like I did. I necessarily didn't have a father, to teach me these things as a young man. Though my dad is in my life and I love him to death, he's my best friend, but he wasn't necessarily there early in my younger years to teach me and to wean me from bad habits that I had learned from watching other people or watching TV or, things like that. So now I want to be there for him, to teach him not to do all the things that I did. You dig? And I want to give a shout out to my daughter-in-law too, because, she saw potential in my son. She saw something that made her say, not only do I see myself as a wife, but I see myself as his wife, and I want to be his wife. Out of all the people she could have chose, she chose my son. So shout out to my daughter-in-law for that. You got a good one. Yeah, I can say that. You got a real good one. So welcome to the family. You dig? Glad to have you.